If your shrimp aren't growing, aren't breeding, or just seem off, and you don't think it's your water, it could be what you're feeding them. Meanwhile, everyone else seems to have tanks full of babies, and you're wondering what you're doing wrong. It took me ages to figure this out, but now I feed the same 5 foods every single week, and my tanks are exploding with healthy, happy shrimp. In this video, I'll show you exactly which 5 foods I feed my shrimp, how much I feed them, and how often I feed them. Stick around, because at the end of this video, I'll share with you the one food I would never stop feeding my shrimp, and I'll also share with you a 6th bonus food I almost didn't include in this list, but my shrimp go absolutely nuts for it. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Richard, and I'm the author of the Neocaridina Shrimp Handbook. I wrote this book to help shrimp keepers like you get results faster than I did when I started in the hobby. From natural foods to powdered foods to the occasional controversial treat. In this video, we're covering it all. Let's get started. First up is a real protein punch, and that's bloodworms. Yes, I know, not everyone feeds the shrimp bloodworms, and some high-profile YouTubers have even warned against feeding them altogether. But I feed bloodworm to my shrimp at least once a week. Now, as I say, I know some shrimp keepers avoid bloodworms altogether, and if you overdo it, sure, they can cause a problem. But used sparingly, I found bloodworms can be a real boost to a cherry shrimp colony. They're packed with protein and perfect for conditioning breeding adults. I usually feed them once a week, and I find they're absolutely ideal when I can't get a colony to breed. There's something about bloodworms that really helps my colonies multiply rapidly. Now just go light. A tiny amount is enough, and make sure if any bloodworms are left after 6, 7, 8 hours, you remove them from the tank. Trust me, you do not want rotting bloodworms in your shrimp tank. I usually feed bloodworms from the small frozen cubes. Take a cube, swill it around in the water, some bloodworm will drop off, sink to the bottom, and I move on to the next one. I can feed all of my shrimp tanks in about a minute using one single cube of bloodworm. In, swirl, out, done. Consider bloodworms my once a week protein punch. But the next food, totally different. It's plant-based, it doesn't pollute the water, and your shrimp can graze on it for days. Let's talk about snowflake food. Snowflake food is probably the easiest, most beginner-friendly food you could possibly feed to your shrimp. I'm astonished more people don't feed it. Snowflake is made from 100% soya bean hulls, and what makes it really special is how slowly it breaks down in the water. You drop one pellet into your shrimp tank. Over the course of 1 or 2 minutes, it slowly breaks down and puffs up to form literally what looks like a small pile of snowflakes, hence the name. The shrimp will quickly flock to it and they will graze on it for hours. I feed it once and sometimes twice a week, especially if I know I'm going to be away from my shrimp for any period of time. It's the perfect set and forget food. You can drop a pellet in and you know your shrimp are going to be fine for at least the next day or two. And because snowflake fosters biofilm growth, you know you're going to be feeding your shrimp long after the snowflake has gone. If you're keeping shrimp in a planted tank or a natural setup, snowflake food complements that style perfectly. It doesn't spike ammonia, and the snails and microfauna in your tank will thank you for feeding it too. In fact, when snowflake sits uneaten in your aquarium, it becomes covered in biofilm and microscopic life, making it an even better food for your shrimp. All right, so that's your low maintenance grazer. But what if you want to make sure every single shrimp in your tank, including those babies hiding in that clump of Java moss, get something to eat? That's where the next food shines, and it has honestly made a massive difference to my shrimp breeding. In fact, this next food, if I could only feed one food forever, it would be this. But before I tell you about that food, I'm on a mission to help 10,000 hobbyists grow bigger, better, brighter colonies of shrimp. So if you want fewer shrimp deaths, more shrimp babies, and a brighter, more colourful colony of shrimp, then hit that subscribe button. Okay, so the next food is a total game changer, especially if you're trying to grow out baby shrimp. And it is powdered food. Unlike pellets or chunks of food that only feed the bravest, boldest shrimp that come to the front to eat, powdered food spreads through your entire tank like a cloud, reaching every single corner. That means even your tiniest shrimplets living deep in your moss get a good meal. I fed this powdered food when I was growing out my huge blue velvet shrimp colony, and I swear baby survival rates through the roof, like nothing I've seen before. I feed a small pinch 2 or 3 times a week. Don't overdo it. With powdered food, a little goes a long way. So we've covered animal protein, a long-lasting grazing food, and microfeeding. Next, we're going natural. This next food is one of the few foods you can forage yourself, and my shrimp love it. Food number 4 is one of my favorites because it's natural, it's nutritious, and it's packed full of benefits. It is stinging nettles. Nettles are rich in fiber, iron, and minerals like calcium, making them great for digestion and molting. It's like giving your shrimp a natural multivitamin. You can feed your shrimp nettles either by giving them the leaves themselves, or as I often do, by feeding them pellets. Nettle pellets will quickly soften in the water, allowing your shrimp to pick them apart. Plus they smell surprisingly strong, meaning your shrimp are actually drawn to them. If you're feeling adventurous, you can forage your own nettle leaves. Just make sure wherever you get them from is pesticide and pollution free. So that's your all-natural shrimp gut health boost food. Next up is the cornerstone of any shrimp's diet. If you only feed your shrimp one food, then it should probably be food number 5 on my list, which is a high-quality shrimp pellet. Now bear in mind, not all pellets are made equally. Some of the cheaper ones have fillers in them that offer no nutritional value to your shrimp. Always try and feed your shrimp pellets that have real ingredients near the top of the list, like spirulina, krill, or gamarus. These ingredients are nutrient dense and help support colour and molting and steady growth. I feed my shrimp pellets 2 or 3 times a week, often in the evenings, so they can pick at them all night long. All right, that's the core 5, but I've got a 6th food for you. What is it? It's Repashy gel food. Now Repashy is unusual. It comes as powdered food. You add boiling water, you mix it up, you allow it to set, and then you cut it into cubes. Now Repashy is genuinely one of the best foods I've ever fed to my shrimp. The only downside is it smells like death, but apparently shrimp are into that. I truly believe if it weren't for the astonishingly poor marketing department at Repashy, Repashy would be one of the most popular foods in our hobby. So just to recap, here are the 5 foods I feed my shrimp every single week. Number 1 is bloodworms for protein and breeding. Number 2 is Snowflake for long-lasting grazing. At 3, it's powdered food, particularly for babies. At 4, it's nettle pellets for natural minerals. And at 5, a good quality pellet to cover the basics. And of course, my 6th bonus food, Repashy. But if I could keep just one food, which one would it be? It would be the powdered food. Why? Because it feeds every single shrimp in your tank. From the tiniest babies to the largest females, they will all benefit from a small pinch of powdered food. So what about you? What's your go-to shrimp food? I would love to hear in the comments what you feed your shrimp. Don't forget, if you're just getting into shrimp keeping, then get yourself a physical or a digital copy of the Neocaridina Shrimp Handbook. And if you're in the UK and you're looking for good quality shrimp food, head to shrimpkeeper.co.uk, where I have a full range of foods available. In my experience, feeding a varied diet helps build large shrimp colonies. And if you want to know other ways to build a huge colony of shrimp, watch this video next. Thanks for watching.